Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have some really big news to share with you. I didn't clickbait you, this is all real. I decided now is the time. I need to let you guys in on what's been going on, explain everything, and yeah, it's big. Alright, so you're probably not new here if you clicked on this video, but just in case, hi, I'm Claire, and this is an interesting time for you to be hopping aboard our little community here. So, I am having surgery pretty soon, very soon actually, hopefully, fingers crossed. We'll get into that in just a second. But I won't make you suffer through like a 10-minute intro. I'm having a VSG, or a vertical sleeve gastrectomy, or what some people harshly refer to as I am getting my stomach stapled. Now, before I even get into this video, if your gut reaction to this was, that's the lazy way out, you'll gain all your weight back anyway, that's for unmotivated people, you didn't try it hard enough the other way, and all of that, I want to let you know that I used to think those things too, and my goal here is not to convince you that this is a great idea. So if your gut reaction to this is maybe any of those things, maybe take this opportunity to try to do some research and find out why you might feel that way. And I did a lot of research before I even thought about this being an option for myself, and Google is free. So if you're on YouTube, you definitely have access to Google. Google it, get some more information, and see if that might change your mind on how you feel. But yeah, I'm not here to shout statistics at you or anything about it. Maybe just get some more information before you solidify your opinion on that. Okay, disclaimer as well, if you are a person who suffers from disordered eating, if you are in a journey of recovery or any of that, feel free to skip this video because we're gonna talk about weight, we're gonna talk about bodies, we're gonna be talking about all that stuff. And if any of that is triggering to you, you don't need to watch this. It's totally okay and I understand. Alright, so this video is going to be broken down into three sort of subcategories. First, we're gonna talk about what is a vertical sleeve gastrectomy? What are they gonna do in there? Number two, we're gonna talk about what does this mean for me and my channel moving forward? Because I think that's important to address. And number three, we're talking about why I have chosen this path, what led me to this path, and why I think this is the best choice for me right now. All right, let's get right into it. What is a vertical sleeve gastrectomy? Well, like I said before, the more crude term when people talk about getting their stomach stapled. It is a laparoscopic procedure. They do not slice you wide open. They just like stick the little things in there. You know what I mean, the things. One's like a camera, one's like little tiny scissors, you know, the things. They poke some holes in you and they go in there. So, basically, your stomach looks more like a banana when you're done with it. So it starts out like this, and then when they're done, it's more like this. So they just make it much smaller. If you want to know more technical information, Google it. There are lots more YouTube videos that will give you more information about the more technical side of what goes down in there. But I want to let you know that it's really not a super risky surgery, especially for me because I am young and quite healthy given the circumstances. I don't have high blood pressure, I don't have diabetes, I am pretty active, and yeah, it doesn't seem to be a problem. My cholesterol is really good. I don't know why. I feel really proud of that, to have such like beautiful cholesterol. You know you're in your 30s when that is an accomplishment. Anyway, I just want to reassure you that this is not a huge risk for me to take. As a matter of fact, I've been told that my C-sections were riskier than this. I know that's not true for everybody. I'm not a doctor, you know, but don't worry about me, it's probably gonna be fine. This is a pretty low risk thing that I'm doing. Now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this. What is this going to mean for this channel moving forward? And I want to absolutely assure you, first of all, the channel's not going anywhere, and secondly, that this channel is not going to change. I promise I am still going to be cooking and doing recipes and grocery hauls. I am not going to quit any food content at all just because of this surgery. I still have a lovely family to feed, and just because I'm having the surgery doesn't mean that I'm never going to eat again. And it also doesn't take away my love for cooking and baking. That's not going to go anywhere. My relationship to it is going to change, but the way I make content is not. So don't freak out that this is going to change in that way. I also want to assure you that I am not going to include any exclusive bariatric style content on this channel. That's not what this channel is about. There are plenty of great YouTubers to follow if you want to see someone's journey from like start to finish and like see what I eat in the day, or you want to see someone weigh in every few weeks or whatever. There are other channels to do that. That is not going to happen here. So, you know, if that's something you're interested in, I will leave a few YouTubers that I have followed just to get like more information down below. But this is not going to turn into that. You're never ever going to see from me a before and after photo, none of that stuff, because I do want to reiterate that this channel is not about my body, and it never has been and it never will be. I'm still the same person. My body shouldn't really matter that much. I also want to reiterate that I still love my fat body. I don't think that the body I'm in right now is bad or wrong. And I feel that if I were to make like before and after things a big deal, that it kind of sends a message across that the before is bad. Like fat bad, thin good. And like, I don't believe that. Even a little, not a shred. And especially when I look back at pictures of happy moments in my life, if the first thing I think when I'm looking at photos throughout my life is like, wow, look how fat I was on my wedding day. Look how fat I was when I gave birth. I'm not into that. Those were happy, beautiful moments regardless of the way my body looked, and the content that I make for you is so much more than the way my body looks. So I will just give you this solemn promise that I'm never gonna tell you, I mean, maybe if you ask me specifically how much I've lost, maybe I'll tell you like in a comment or something, but I'm not gonna make content that's about that. And I never, ever, ever want any of my people who are out there watching me and listening to me to think that I think fat bodies are bad, because I don't. I think they're great, and I think that you should be able to celebrate your body no matter what, and that there are so many more important things out there than the body that you live in. So just don't worry about my body. And it can be really kind of a mental journey to go through, and sometimes some of that is difficult. And you know, I've talked about being open to therapy in the past, and that might be something that I take advantage of, but I also feel that that's not something I need to tell you guys all about. I think I want to keep that sort of like emotional dealing with my brain as it pertains to my body probably pretty private. I don't see that being something I want to like share out loud with everyone, but you'll probably see snippets in like my days in the life type videos. I'm happy to update you on how I'm doing there and all that kind of stuff, but not have that be the focus of anything. And feel free to tell me that I look happy or that I look healthy or something, like that's fine. You don't be scared to like say something about it, but just know that that's not what it's about, and it never will be about that. All right, part 3. Why the heck am I doing this? Especially because I've previously stated that I love my fat body, and I've also previously stated that I'm really healthy. Actually, I do want to let you know that the program that I'm going through has a very comprehensive team of people to help you. I have seen a cardiologist, a trainer, a nutritionist, a psychologist, a surgeon. Yeah, that's it so far. But they do a lot of work on you beforehand. They want to make sure that you're good. I had an EKG, I've had my like vitamin levels tested, every kind of thing you can imagine tested, they want to do it. So I've had very, very thorough testing done, and I'm a very healthy person, which if you didn't know, you can be healthy and fat at the same time. One might say, then why are you doing this? And this is a dilemma I've had in my head as well, because it does seem unnecessary. However, let me give you the reasoning of how I came to this decision. The way that I look is not the problem here. My end goal is not to be skinny, and statistically I probably never will be. Statistically I'll probably always be a little bit fat, and like that's fine. The world is not that friendly to people in fat bodies. Is it getting better? Yes, it is. I remember growing up in the heroin chic era where all of the jeans showed your freaking pelvic bones, and like, I don't know, did I have hip bones in there? Maybe. Never have seen them. But anyway, it was a very hard time to grow up in the late 90s, early 2000s with all of the thinspiration everywhere. And nowadays, it's a lot better, it's a lot more inclusive, but there's a lot of work to go. And it's not just about how I look, it's about how I fit into society and in the world. And this society is not built for fat people. It's hard. And like, you might believe that or you might not, depending on if you're a fat person or not, but shopping is hard. Thrifting is hard. Flying on a plane, going on a roller coaster. There's all sorts of little things that life is just harder. Getting medical care, like having doctors take you seriously. Like there are so many things that being fat makes harder. And I know that I could spend my time fighting to make these places in society more inclusive. And there are so many amazing people out there that are fighting the good fight. And I'm really sorry, but I just don't want to anymore. I'm just done fighting for it, you know? And the thing is I'm a mother. I care about my family a lot. I know that it can look like a huge letdown to someone who is in a fat body, who is fighting for this acceptance and stuff. I understand that this looks traitorous. I want to let you know that if you're a person in a fat body who feels that way, that I hear you, and I'm sorry that I can't fight anymore for that. And I'm just ready instead to fit in instead of fight to be fat. And now, I also want to add that there's one other reason physically that this is going to be good for me, and that is ever since I turned 30, I've started hurting in ways that I never have. I've always been very active. That's never been a problem. However, all of a sudden now, if I spend a day on my feet all day, my ankles hurt and my knees hurt. And that's kind of new for me. And I know that those things will definitely be lessened if I lose weight. And that's science. And I know there are plenty of fat people that don't have those problems. I just feel like I can't do all the things I personally want to do with my kids and around the house, and all the things I want to do if my ankles feel like they're gonna break at the end of the day. So there's that. And now we'll address why other methods of weight loss are not an option for me anymore at this time. So I've casually mentioned this a few times before, but I have been a chronic weight cycler my entire life. Like since I can remember having thoughts about my body, I have weight cycled. And that is constantly dieting and then binging. So I'm constantly losing 20, 30, 40 pounds and then gaining 30, 40, 50 pounds and then losing 20, 30, 40 pounds. And there are 2 times in my life that I actually lost close to 100 pounds, kept it off for a couple years, and then started the cycle all over again. And when you weight cycle, it is terrible for your metabolism. And when I was young, I could get away with it over and over again, restricting, and then binging. And my whole entire life is just series of these ups and downs with it. And that has brought me to my 30s where my metabolism is performing very poorly. At this point, I'm having to restrict more and more in order to lose any weight at all. And the amount of restricting that I'm needing to do at this point for my metabolism to respond is not feasible for a long-term weight loss and maintenance. It just isn't, because eventually the hunger gets unbearable and the cycle starts all over again. So I know for me, I've seen a psychologist about this. I have really extensively done some internal work that I think this is the best option for me to heal that and get a brand new baby stomach and restart my whole body thermostat of how many calories one should burn in one day by just being alive. So basically, in summation of that, am I healthy right now? Yes. Does it mean I'll be healthy forever? No, especially if I were to continue on doing what I'm doing, going up and down and up and down and up and down. Eventually the trend, science tells us, I will just keep going up to the point where I really can't walk well or fit in my car or something like that. And like, those are barriers that I mentally cannot handle. And if I can do something to prevent that from happening to me, I'm not strong enough mentally to deal with that kind of life in a society that doesn't care to help fat people in fat bodies at all. So I hope that this makes sense to you guys. I know this is like a lot to share, and it's pretty like a vulnerable situation I'm putting myself in for sure. But I really did feel the need to let you know because I didn't want anyone to comment like, what's your secret? What are you intermittent fasting? Like, what are you doing to look so good? Literally surgery, that's literally what's happening. So secret's out, that's what's happening. Now, time-wise, I am supposed to have this surgery in the middle of December, which is just very soon. However, the numbers are not looking so good in my lovely state of Michigan as of today. So while my surgery is scheduled, if the hospital is really full of other patients, I obviously won't have the healthcare that I need to get my surgery. All right, you guys, I'm finally sitting down to actually edit this video, and I wanted to jump in and say my surgery did get canceled in December. I was like so ready for it, and then it got canceled, but I kind of, you know, knew that it was coming. So it was rescheduled now for the middle of January, and so far it all looks like it's going to happen. So just in case you were confused on the timeline, I wanted to let you know, yeah, mid-January, fingers crossed. Seems like it's gonna be okay though. Anyway, carry on. I will make a post on that day when I've made it out of surgery. I will post here on YouTube, not a video, but like just like a picture post or whatever, to let you guys know that I'm safe and that I'm okay. I absolutely would love it if you guys just got on the wagon and just supported me through this. I do, however, understand those of you who have reservations about it, but again, I do just ask for some like respect and privacy about this decision. It's my body. This is what I've decided to do. I didn't have to tell you that this was all happening, but I do trust you guys, and you guys have always been really supportive, and I feel like this is safe for me to tell you, but I do know that the internet is full of a lot of opinions. So yeah, I guess I will leave it there. Leave me a comment down below with your thoughts or not. I'm kind of scared to hear your thoughts. Leave me a comment if your thoughts are positive. I'm excited, I'm nervous. My whole family is super supportive of me. And yeah, so wish me luck, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching. Bye.